Hello, hello. Welcome to Healing Body, Mind, and Soul. I'm your host, Aeriol Asher. Today's program has been brought to you by Soma Sound Therapy, Healing Body, Mind, and Soul. Hello, everybody, and welcome. I'm here with my very special guest, Brenda Negley. Brenda, I am so excited to spend a few moments with you today. Can you go ahead and tell the listeners who you are and what you're up to in your neck of the woods?
Okay. Well, I am Brenda Negley again, and I am an author. I do a lot of things, but I basically live near the Sierra National Forest and Yosemite National Park. So I'm an author on a Giant Sequoia book. It's called Nelder Grove of Giant Sequoias, a Granddaughter's Stories. I'm also very involved with some a nonprofit. So I have a nonprofit for my Giant Sequoia Grove. I am the Madera County Community Coordinator for the Old Growth Forest Network.
Wow.
Which means I am on the search to find an old growth that has not been basically cut down or plowed through, something that the visiting public can maybe take a small trail or walk on. So I'm in search of that. I'm a volunteer director at a historical park and museum in town to share the history. We have a research library that I work in, and I do Friday night lectures. I tell history of the area, typically the first Friday of the month, or I organize someone to come and speak.
Wow, you are busy.
Yeah, and then I'm on the Madera and Fresno Counties Resource Advisory Committee. So anyway, so I kind of do that, and in the process of doing all those things, I also, I love trees, I love forests, obviously, but I'm very fortunate to also have several other groups that I'm able to hang out and have fun with. So I'm part of a women's circle. We play drums, we talk, it's just wonderful. Love the drums. Oh my gosh, the first mother drum I was ever introduced to was at the women's circle. Love it. I also belong to a community drum circle that meets once a month, and that's a lot of fun, and I enjoy it very much. And it's a great community to live in. I just can't explain the energy up here.
Yeah, so it seems like nature and sound and community are all very, very important values to you. And I envy the people in your area for having such a valuable resource with them. Now, I'd like to remind our listeners and to tell our listeners, actually, Brenda and I met that long ago, and how we came about meeting was we were in a fantastic, I don't want to speak for you, Brenda, but I'm just talking about my experience, a fantastic course together where we studied vibrational sound therapy with Himalayan bowls. And it was a profound experience. I just felt so blessed by each and every person that I met. And I'm so blessed to do these interviews with everybody, because I feel like we all have, for lifetimes, worked together, if you're into that kind of thing. But some of you were one of the people that I feel this way. I just feel like, oh, well, of course, there you are, and here's the thing that we're doing. It was such a remembrance and interesting connection that I had with all of you. But I had a profound experience, and I would love to hear, because it's been a couple of weeks since we've been together, I would love to hear about what your experience was, or anything that you want to say. Let's talk a little bit about our class and just boast on our class for a moment. Go ahead.
Well, I agree with you as far as it was like we were all sisters or something already. It was a huge connection with everyone, and the experience, I know when I signed up for this class, I knew it was going to be awesome and great and fabulous. but it exceeded my expectations. It was so much more. I can see why I was drawn to it. It was just, okay. And everyone that was in the group basically shared the same thing, whether it was just by chance they saw it, there was some kind of internal something. And the fact that it brought us all together in that room, and we were such a tight-knit group, and our facilitator, Erica, was amazing.
Oh, she's
so to get us all there, what we've learned, what I'm sharing, I just have stories about when I've shared and what people have said and how good it makes you feel, and it's so healing. Love it.
It is. Have you had any experiences that you want to share? Have you been playing with your friends? Have you had any people that were instant converts or whatever?
Oh yes, most definitely. Everyone in my women's circle, they're like, yes, Brenda, hook us up with appointments. My shaman, the leader of our circle, I put her in the bowl and did some energy and grounding in different points, but I'm going around the bowl and then I'm facing her, and when I'm done with that little mini session, she starts crying.
Oh man.
Why are you okay? And so she's bowing her head to me, and I put my forehead to her forehead. And anyway, we're just, experience the experience together. And so again, I'm like, why are you crying? And she said that she saw in those moments how many people I was going to be able to help.
Wow.
And it just blew her away. And then later too, she was talking about being in the bowl, how grounded she felt, her feet were rooting to the ground. And she said she had a vision that when there's earthquakes and vibrating through the roots, it's the earth speaking to the trees, something like that.
Oh wow, so she had a really profound vision just from being in the grounding bowl.
Right. And then at the end of our women's circle, normally we take some time to meditate at the end. And so I did a sound bath. And I was explaining to them that for me, when I meditate, these bowls make it easier to focus on what I'm doing. My mind's not bouncing everywhere. And they were talking about how for them using these bowls with the sound bath and meditation just really they saw the benefit, and how they were able to stay focused and get messages and calm and all the things that meditation brings. It just makes it
awesome. I keep making the jokes. Well, when I used to do a lot of massage, I would make the joke. People would ask me, do you do Thai massage? And I go, no, I don't do Thai massage. Thai massage is like having yoga done to you, right? It's all like it's like they're manipulating you and stretching you and doing all kinds of walking on you and things. Well, I made the joke to one of my friends who's heard me tell that joke a million times. I go, this vibrational sound therapy is like having meditation done to you, right? It's like there's no way you don't go in the zone if you think about, entrainment, how it works. And I just can't believe I've had several people have big emotional release, cry, definitely words like I'm blown away, lots of tears. I think I might have done 15 or 20 sessions by now. I mean, I've done quite a few. And a couple times I was like, are you kidding? Like they were like, oh yeah, that was okay. And I'm like, are you kidding? Like that was amazing, right? It's like, and then they come back and I've been getting feedback via email. And even if they didn't have that immediate, like, oh my God, it's amazing. They have been coming back so positive. And so they're like, I'm sleeping better. I had great dreams. All kinds of benefits. I had one person who came in and she put on her sheet that her stress level, Brenda, was 9.5. And I'm like, how are you even driving around functioning? And when we were done, she was just like, she was completely glazed over and she looked like 10 years younger. And I said, how do you feel? What's your stress level? And she goes, what stress? And she gave herself a 0, right?
Yeah.
Right? That was just, it was just amazing to see that, because I'm dealing, you know, a lot of times people are coming in and they're like, and by that, you know, the high brain waves, you know, it's really cool to see the difference. And I'm playing around myself as an artist with the tone and the intention with which I'm striking, and putting all my musicianship and my healing artistry into the intention of the bowls. And then it's like through the roof, right? It's crazy. I love it. I'm having a lot of fun.
Yeah.
What are you going to do next with the bowls?
I'm sorry, what?
What are you going to do next with the bowls? Or what's on the agenda for you?
Well, the agenda for me is sort of several sort of avenues that I'm going to take with it. So definitely I'm going to be doing the forest bathing and taking my some of my singing bowls, not necessarily vibration bowls, out in the forest with me, and going over with those. Normally I give tours in the forest and I'm talking. This is this tree or the history, what happened here, etc. But this time I want to go out with people. I had one scheduled for Thursday, but it's rescheduled because of rain. To go out in the forest, to open the mind, to listen to the sounds, to take in those aerosols that the trees release that make us feel good. I'm going to have some bowls set up at sort of like the end point where we can relax. That's when I'd have my singing bowls there, or not my singing, the vibration, the bowls that we use to work with, to really sit down and finish off this experience. It's almost going to be like a silent thing for the participants. You know, I don't expect them to really talk. I just want them to experience. So that's one. The other would be obviously sessions in my home, and I'm right now still working on a name. Anyway, so I have a lot of friends helping me with that one and getting that.
A name for your business?
Yes, because everybody's so, it's amazing. I had one person who struggles with pain, did not get to a 0, but she got to a 2. And her mom was like, when was the last time you were at a 2? So they're sharing, the people I'm working with are sharing the experience. I really foresee this taking off, because in this community, it's, I don't know, many will appreciate it, and they'll want others to share the experience. So I found too, and as I think everyone in our class, is that when we are giving a session to someone, as givers to these people, we also can benefit from this healing, because it's like we're meditating when we're working with them. It's not even work. It's
I know, it's like the
enjoyable.
it is the sympathetic, right? Like some of the bowls resonate and they have that sympathetic relationship, but it also works in a symbiotic relationship with the practitioner as well.
That's it.
Fantastic.
That's it.
I'm telling you, my inner science geek is going crazy right now. It is so the truth to me, and it's so exciting. One more thing I want to make sure that you mention to everybody. I know that I could go on all night long about how excited I am, but can you please tell them a little bit about your book? I know we're jumping topics a little bit. But you're so gracious, and I know you're not into self-promotion, and I just really would love for you to give a little plug for your book.
Oh, okay. So the one of my nonprofits that I mentioned is my nonprofit on Elder Grove, and I have a tie with Elder Grove. My grandparents have a tree named after him there. It's the Hawksworth tree. They were the first volunteer hosts in Elder Grove for 25 years, and I grew up spending my summers with them from the age of 4 on, a part of my summers. And then I was fortunate to be a volunteer host for 8 summers. And so I inherited the history from my grandparents, all their research. I've done my own research, and it got to the point to where I felt like if I didn't share these stories, the history would be lost. And so I not only talk about in the book that I wrote, which is Elder Grove of Giant Sequoias, a granddaughter's stories. I share the history, but I talk about the giant sequoias, the ecology, the forest, the health, fires, and then anybody tied to Elder Grove. I also talk about them and where they came from. Of course, I talk about John Muir and John Elder and Galen Clark, anyhow. But it's also a lot of local history. So I finally finished the book. It's 2 pounds. It's very big. Very heavy, lots of pictures. And
It looks
anyway,
like such a
informative.
beautiful resource. It looks like such a beautiful resource. You must be so proud, Brenda. I'm proud of you. I think that's just great. Okay, one more thing. Now, if anybody wants your book or they want to get a hold of you because they want to take a tour in the Giant Sequoias, or they want to experience one of your sound baths or one of your vibrational sound healing sessions, can you give us some contact information for you so that if anybody listening can get a hold of you?
Of course. So basically, my contact information would be my email, and that is Brenda.Negley. That's spelled N as in Nancy, Egley @gmail.com.
That's awesome.
I also live very close to, Yosemite National Park and Mariposa Grove is about 5 air miles from Nelder Grove. So I also go to both of those groves often, and the forest in the area. I'm also currently working on a hiking book of local hikes just in the town of the Oakhurst area. For those that are in Yosemite and they're like, okay, and they're staying down here, they don't want to drive up there and into the valley, they'll have something to explore while they're here. So anyway, I keep busy, but I'm loving life.
Well, you heard it here first, folks. Brenda Negley, she's an absolute forest and tree fairy goddess, beautiful angel, and sound healer. So that's going to be it for our interview today. Brenda, thank you so much for joining us. And we're going to sign off for now.
Hello and welcome to Daily Reflections with Aeriol. This is Aeriol Asher, and today's daily reflection is entitled, My Mind Has Unlimited Power. My mind has unlimited power. The power of my mind is limitless. It has the ability to create things that have never even existed. My creative abilities are unlimited. I constantly develop new ideas that have the ability to change my life and the world for the better. I am in awe of my creative power and my mind. My mind is able to solve any challenge. I find simple, elegant solutions that surprise even me. I can deal with any challenge successfully and quickly. The obstacles of life are mere speed bumps for me. My mind navigates the potholes of my life and takes the smoothest path to my goals. My mind can control my body. I have control over my own behavior. I'm moving towards my goals and away from negative behaviors. I choose what is best for me, and my mind makes it happen. My mind controls my perspective and my outlook on life. My mind creates my future. Anything my mind envisions, I can achieve. My mind has the ability to create anything I desire. My future is under my control. I'm inspired by the great minds of the past. I know that I possess the same abilities and powers. I only need to learn how to use them for the best. Today, I appreciate all that my mind can do. I trust my intuition. I consider new ideas with an open mind. My mind has unlimited power. Self-reflection questions. Question number 1. What could I accomplish if I opened myself up to possibilities? And why have I limited myself to those possibilities in the past? Question number 2. How have I inhibited or sabotaged my success in the past? And question number 3, what can I do today to make better use of my mind? Thank you for joining me for Daily Reflections with Aeriol. This is Aeriol Asher, and until next time, I wish you happy healing.